Falling in love with someone who loves you back is the most beautiful feeling ever. When you connect and love someone deeply, you would like to spend the rest of your life with them. So you plan the wedding, go to the altar, and say I do to all the vows. Most couples get married because they love each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together. So why are divorce rates going up? What do divorced couples miss in their relationship while they are married? In this video, I will talk about 6 important things that make a marriage last. I am married for 16 years, and these 6 things have helped my marriage in ways you can't imagine. So if you're about to tie the knot, or if you just got engaged, or if you are married and you want to get closer to your spouse, stop everything you are doing and pay attention. I promise you won't regret it. Hi everyone! Welcome to Taking Steps with Marion. Hope you are good. I'm a life coach and relationship counselor. Here is where you learn to take the necessary steps to improve yourself and your relationships. Before I start, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. I really appreciate your support. Keep supporting, okay? Let's get started. How do you make your marriage last? The first thing that makes a marriage last is to learn to live together. Everyone gets accustomed to their own space and their routines when living on their own, especially if you've never had a roommate. When you go into marriage, you find out all kinds of interesting facts about your spouse. This is because he or she had their own routines before you moved in together. Therefore, learning to live together is important if you want your marriage to last. Many people say when you marry someone, you become one, and that is true. But do we understand what it means? Becoming one as a couple is a journey of figuring each other out as time goes on. The journey starts by learning to live together. Issues will arise in your marriage. It may not arise in your honeymoon phase, but as time goes on, you will have some misunderstandings and disagreements because you both will sometimes have different perspectives on how things should be done. You may not love every aspect of your partner. However, if you love them enough, you can overlook some of the smaller annoyances people have with each other. The goal of learning to live together is to make adjustments as time goes on. A good place to start may be to set some housekeeping rules from the beginning. Sharing your life means compromise, not all the time with every single thing, but an overall sense of sharing. Sharing space, sharing dreams, and sharing power over decision making. A quick tip to avoid power struggles in decision making. Make a pros and cons list together when coming to major conclusions on things like where to live, career moves, or which family's house to visit first on the holidays. This approach will help you see things objectively without letting your feelings affect your choice. Learning to live together is important if you want your marriage to last. The second thing that makes a marriage last is to evolve together. Evolving is about growing and maturing together as a couple. Change can be scary, but change is an essential part of life. Life has a way of throwing stones at us in our careers, in our health, in our finances, and with our children. Each of these experiences teaches you something. Once you are married, you face these challenges individually and as partners. Your partner's pain is your pain, and their success is your success, even if your particular feelings are uniquely yours. Behaviors may change, when people learn to process their life differently or become more self-aware. The most important thing here is to provide mutual emotional support. For example, a husband or a wife loses a beloved family member. Through their grief, they realize they don't process anger well and lash out when under stress. While nobody should be an emotional punching bag, understanding your mate is going through an extreme circumstance should give you the patience to be supportive and help them to the assistance they need to overcome their problems. Without support and encouragement, you may slide down the path of neglect. Let me take you back to when you were younger. Do you remember when you were 17, 18, or 19 years old and you thought you knew what you were doing? But then when you turned 25, 30, or 40, you realized that what you thought you knew was not enough and wish you could have done things differently? You evolved. Think about that and leave room for growth in your marriage. The third thing that makes a marriage last is to allow your spouse to be themselves. Hopefully, you've taken a lot of time to learn about your partner before getting married. One thing you absolutely need to know is there are some things your partner would like to do on their own terms. You can't force someone to be something they are not. No amount of manipulation or encouragement can make changes happen if they are not ready. Allowing your spouse to be themselves requires accepting both their weaknesses and strengths. This is very vital if you want your marriage to last. What I suggest is, if you're strong in one area and your partner is not, have a discussion with him or her about taking responsibility in their area of weakness. And where your partner is strong and you are weak, allow your partner to take responsibility in your area of weakness. For example, if you don't know how to manage money or cook, and your partner does, he or she can take responsibility for it. Also, it's extremely helpful to celebrate your strengths and support each other through your weaknesses. Your weaknesses and strengths should complement each other. Having this understanding will help avoid conflicts. If you seek to control your partner, you need to ask yourself why. Are you afraid of how they may change and grow? You need to trust that the person you love wants to grow with you. He or she married you. Be sure to give your partner freedom of time, freedom to express themselves, and freedom to follow their dreams and goals. The beautiful thing about this is when you witness positive changes in your partner, you get to fall in love with them all over again. Remember, we are all unique. Another important thing that makes a marriage last is to have a clear vision for your marriage. Having a rational idea of what you both want for your marriage and family is very important. It's difficult to create the marriage you desire without a clear vision plan. A vision is what you want and see for yourself now and in the future. Perhaps it was shared dreams or goals that brought you two together in the first place. Whether it was a future full of travel, children, education, or careers, you share a dream right now. Continue to dream and make new goals with each other. Since there is no straightforward path in life, you have to remain resilient and flexible to all the fun adventures or difficult changes in life. Support and encourage each other towards a shared future. This may be your glue someday when life gets hard. Make time to discuss your goals and visions occasionally or when necessary, because as you keep evolving and growing, ideas and plans that you had might change. So never stop dreaming and making plans. It gives you hope and a shared aspiration. Another important thing that makes a marriage last is effective communication. Hearing, listening, intent, and understanding what a person says is what effective communication is about. If someone tells you something, do you hear, listen, understand, and know the intent behind what they are saying? Many couples argue on and about the same things because they don't know how to communicate. One person might hear and not listen. The other person might listen but will argue because they don't understand or know the intent behind what their partner is saying. Anytime you don't understand something, ask questions to understand before you draw to conclusions. Knowing how to listen, hear, understand, and asking questions if you don't understand is a major key to a successful marriage. Another important thing that makes a marriage last is intimacy. There are 4 types of intimacy: physical intimacy, emotional intimacy, mental intimacy, and spiritual intimacy. Incorporating all 4 intimacies in your marriage strengthens your bond, and it helps in developing closeness, friendship, love, and affection. Physical intimacy involves physical touch such as hugging, kissing, cuddling, and sex. To have a good physical intimacy with your partner, you have to learn each other's ways of enjoying physical touch. Do you like to cuddle? Does your partner like kissing? Do you enjoy morning sex or evening sex? Does your spouse enjoy missionary sex or sofa sex? It's important to have conversations about how you both enjoy physical touch so that you can give each other what you enjoy. Sexual cheating can be prevented if you give each other what you need to feel physically satisfied. Emotional intimacy involves caring about each other, complimenting each other, and appreciating each other. Show your partner care by saying, "I love you," or "I miss you" when you are away. When your spouse tells you they are sad or afraid or angry at someone, show him or her care by listening and encouraging them. Compliment each other by saying the things you like about each other. For example, "I like this or that about you," or "You smell nice," or "You look sexy in that jeans." Also, appreciate each other by saying thank you for the nice things you do for each other. Every once in a while, put in an extra effort and do something nice for your spouse. You can surprise them with a special meal, take them on a holiday, plan a date night, or do something extraordinary that your spouse will like when having sex. Mental intimacy involves meaningful conversations. For example, talking about your careers, your interests, your values, or just talking about your day. You can talk about a movie you watched, a book you read, behaviors you like and don't like, and the causes that matter to you both. This is very important, especially for couples who are drifting apart. You can reconnect with your spouse by having meaningful conversations. Spiritual intimacy involves opening your hearts to each other about what you believe. Opening your hearts to each other about what you believe will help you build a strong emotional and physical closeness. When problems or unexpected situations surface in your marriage, you both can tap into what you believe to deal with it. This works best if you and your spouse have the same belief. For example, let's say you and your spouse are Christians and you are having a hard time dealing with your problems. You both can find answers or encouragement by praying to God or by reading the Bible. If you and your spouse are not on the same page spiritually, talk to your spouse about what your spirituality means to you, how it makes you a better person, and how it gives more meaning to your life. All 4 intimacies are important in a marriage. However, some people might enjoy a particular intimacy more than the others. So here is where learning your partner's love language comes in. Husband and wife rarely have the same love language. You may like emotional intimacy more than physical intimacy. However, integrating all four intimacies in your marriage will keep your love fresh and strong. Remember this, although love is the foundation of marriage, love alone is not enough for a marriage to last. I hope this information is helpful to you. If it is, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss videos like this one. Like, comment down below to share your thoughts on this topic as well. I would love to hear from you. See you soon.